opportunity to have a Kunzite ring. This is 7.4 carats of this gorgeous oval solitaire Kunzite. And then you're getting 18 karat gold accents on both sides, those beads on both sides of the sterling silver, polished and oxidized. So whichever way you look at this gorgeous ring, you're gonna see those intricate details. But the Kunzite is the star. We have only 150 remaining in this clearance price, sizes 4 through 11. We do still have all the sizes, but not many to go around in each size. This is the first day we took $258 off the price, and you're getting it home for $85.80 on Easy Pay. Your item number is J409439. This is a wow piece. This is Kunzite. Tell us a little bit about this. I actually own a Kunzite ring from Artisan Crafted. Not quite this much of the carats, but I wear it as my my wedding ring. So if you at home notice, you know, what I'm wearing, that beautiful pink that sometimes looks a little bit purple or lavender, I'm wearing Kunzite, but it's not this big. Mine's probably about a 3 carat. This one is almost 7.5 carats.
Yep, 7.4 carats. That's the minimum that you're going to get. Could be a little bit bigger. So Kunzite is a very special stone, and I love that we've paired it in the Artisan Crafted line right here, because so often you do see Kunzite presented in a more formal way, you know, with those diamond accents, those topaz accents, and that add that formality. But this is, to me, a very, you know, approachable, more everyday way to wear your Kunzite. And let's face it, this is what you're going to wear every day. You know, it's so often that we put on, it's so infrequent that we put on those dressier pieces. The Kunzite's a very special stone. It's a relative newcomer to the world of gemstones. It was discovered in the early 1900s, and it was discovered in California. So it's also an American gemstone story. This particular Kunzite is coming out of Afghanistan. There's been an incredible source found there for beautiful, clean Kunzite like this. And it was named after Tiffany and Company's chief gemologist, because he was the first to identify this as a new mineral species that hadn't been seen before. So it's a very special gemstone and very distinct in its color. So like you said, Terry, it has that beautiful pinkish, violetish color. It's very different than morganite. Morganite has that more peachy tone. This is your cooler color. You're more violet in the color family with Kunzite.
And it changes. It's pleochroic. I love saying that word. Makes me feel fancy and like I know what I'm talking about. But you do see flashes of pink, flashes of purple, flashes of violet, depending on which way you look at it. And they're not all created equally. I mean, this one is extremely clear. Look at the shine you're getting on that. Sometimes they can be a little cloudy.
Yes, they can. That one is beautiful. It has a nice high luster, as we call it as gemologists. And you're right about the pleochroism. So that actually makes the stone a very challenging stone for cutters to facet, because they have to be looking down. They have to angle the stone exactly right in the crystal direction to bring out those beautiful colors, because it can look completely different according to the crystal direction. So to get all the colors that you see in these, it takes a very, very talented cutter.
We are last call already on sizes 4, 5, and 11. Usually what we call those bookend sizes, the smaller and the larger, go the quickest, because that's like a custom piece. I mean, most jewelers, you'd have to go and say, you know, I need a 4, I need an 11, because it's sometimes 5 through 11 or 5 through 10. That's what's available to you. And these pieces are, it's funny because when we say, you know, we can't get any more of these back in. Well, when we're talking about a top, you know, or a pair of pants, it's just like we can't reorder them. When it comes to jewelry, and especially genuine gemstones like this, it's what we can get. I mean, when it comes to being able to source these beautiful stones.
You're absolutely right. And so many times when, you know, the designer Artisan Crafted goes out and handpicked, all these stones are handpicked by the designer. You're right. They find a certain parcel from a dealer of beautiful kunzites that are oval in shape, and they make this design with it. And it's not easy to replicate. You can't just go back out and find that exact stone again. No, once you use that up, they are gone. So yes, could you cut another oval? Sure, but none are going to be exactly the same as you see here. So I completely agree. If you love this, now's the time to buy it because you're not likely to see it again.
Especially on this clearance price. I mean, it is normally $687. You're saving $258. You can still return it. So you have through the end of January. If you decide, you get it home and you decide, okay, it's not for me, then you can return it. But you can't come back and get a price like this. I remember when I bought my Kunzite ring, I was presenting it with Jeff Mosley, and he said, he goes, Terry, just that stone is worth what you're paying for it. And he's like, I mean, by the way, I love the artisan crafted setting, but you should know at home that just the stone alone is worth what you're paying. And then, oh, by the way, it's handcrafted and set in sterling silver with 18 karat yellow gold in the beading on the side.
And look, I love the detail you're showing there, and I love how this is, because this is a big stone, as we talked about.
It's
this
huge.
is nearly 7.5 carats. And I love how the details on the side and on the basket are sort of bigger than you see in other artisan crafted pieces. And that's just such thoughtful design, you know, because when you're presenting such a large stone, you do want that big, more airiness in the setting that you see here. And also, when you had flipped it over, I want to point out everything's pierced out in the back as well, and beautifully finished in the back. And that is the sign of quality jewelry, because it allows that light to come in and maximize the brilliance of the beautifully cut kunzite.
Look at the sparkle. It looks wet. I mean, it is so clear, and the sparkle is there. Doesn't it just look wet? It looks like you could just dive right into it.
It does. And I love the bezel setting. So bezel means, you know, it's in that the metal is on all sides of the stone versus prong setting. This is a great thing to wear every day because it protects the stone really, really well. So if you work with your hands, etc., you don't need to worry so much when you have a bezel setting like that. And to that note of getting the stone wet, I do want to say, do not put your kunzite in an ultrasonic cleaner or anything like that. If you want to clean your rings, which I encourage everyone to do, just use some warm, soapy water, because it is a bit more of a sensitive stone. So I don't want anyone just throwing it into the ultrasonic, especially, again, with those oxidized details from Artisan Crafted. You want to preserve those.
And what about like a brush? Are you able to use brushes on it?
Definitely. I always suggest a soft bristled toothbrush. You know, once you're done with your travel toothbrush, change it over to your jewelry cleaning toothbrush, because that works really well and will get under the setting really well into that dirt and dust and lotion that gets trapped there, so you can keep it beautiful and shining.
It's such a special stone. It's a hand grabber where people grab your hand and go, what is that? At this clearance price, first day, how many remain? Fewer than 100 now. Sizes 4 through 11, but barely any in those smaller sizes. We are last call in 4, 5, and 11. J409439 is your item number. You're saving $258 today. It is 7.4 carats, at least, of kunzite.
At least.
And $85 to get it home on Easy Pay. However, if you have your Q card, you can get 12-month special financing on this. So that would work out to like $35 a month. Caroline, thank you so much. Always so fun to be with you and learn from you.
Always a pleasure. Absolutely.
Oh, can't stop looking.